Good morning and welcome to Hashtag Rise and Grind. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to one, a father to six, and the general manager of Dan Cummins Chevrolet Buick in Paris, Kentucky, the second largest used car franchise dealer in the United States of America. It is 5:30 a.m. and I hope that you are ready to rise and grind.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It is 5:30 a.m. It's time for the Rise and Grind on March 27th. It's actually 5:32 a.m. and my boy Robbie Toomey already texted me like, "Where you at, Lundy?" And I was in middle of some technical stuff trying to make sure that this program today has a little something for you here at the end. So that was taking me a little bit while longer to get it loaded. Sometimes I think I need an assistant. If anybody out there wants to be my assistant and assist me on keeping all this together, you let me know. Hey, good morning, everybody. Let me ask you a quick question real quick. Do you ever just get frustrated? Do you ever just feel like you're like banging your head against the ceiling and you just can't break through, right? You ever have that feeling you're just banging your head against the ceiling and it seems like no matter what you do, you can just not break through? Well, today we're going to talk a little bit. I'm going to explain what that is, and I'm also going to explain how you can break through that, okay? We're going to explain how you can break through that frustration where you just continue to bang your head up against the wall. But before we do that, before we get into all of that, let's say hello. Let's say hello and good morning to everybody. It is spring. It is warm. I am excited. I love this season. I love this type of year. So we're going to get some, we're going to play a little bit. I hope you guys can hear that. I can't hear it. Woo, sorry. Apparently the music was too loud. I was just trying to say good morning to Jerry. And I was just trying to say good morning to Zach Doyle and Gary Pollard and Gregory and Josh and Jada. I was just trying to say good morning to all you guys and get you all jacked up. But apparently the music was too loud. So I have got to figure that out, which I will. Anyways, good morning. Dude, check it out. All right. Couple things we need to tap into today. You guys have to understand something about me. Okay, turn the music. Look at all those. There's tons of comments. Oh my gosh, I must have just blasted you guys. Are you awake now? Are you awake now? Come on now. Go ahead and hit that like button if you're awake now. I didn't realize I was blasting you guys. I didn't realize the volume was so loud. I apologize. All right, cool. You guys are good, right? All right, we're good. Let's get back on track. All right, check it out. A couple years ago, I decided, I'd been writing down in my goal books that I wanted to fly helicopters, man. I just always had this fascination with helicopters. I just absolutely loved them. I wanted to fly them. I thought it would be the coolest thing in the world. So I used to sit there in the mornings, and I had gone on YouTube, and I had read some books about how to fly helicopters. And so I used to sit there in the mornings, and I had some shoe boxes that I would pretend were pedals, and I'd sit there, and I'd practice the gears, and I'd visualize. I'd have my headphones on, and I'd visualize that I was flying a helicopter and practicing the pedals, and I would just visualize that, and I was doing that, and I was kind of doing that every single day. And then finally, after doing that enough days and writing down this goal that I was a helicopter pilot, after doing that enough times, finally I decided, hey, whoa, Quit pretending, quit dreaming, quit just setting the goal and acting as though one day you're going to achieve it, and actually start to take some action towards achieving that goal. So that is what I did. I started taking some action. I started practicing flying helicopters with Officer Don out in Georgetown, Kentucky, and started learning and challenging myself to learn this new thing, this machine, right? This flying machine. So I challenged myself to learn this new thing. Well, as is typically the case with any aviation type thing, the hardest part, okay, now flying a helicopter is difficult. You've got different levers, and you got your left foot and your right foot are doing something, and your left arm and your right arm, they're all doing something at the same time. It's incredibly difficult, right? It's incredibly difficult and frustrating. But the hardest part by far is the landing. The hardest part by far is trying to land this helicopter. You see, here's what happens. As you're coming down towards the ground, you're getting close to about to land the helicopter, right? When you're 5,000 feet in the air, you're super safe in a helicopter. But when you get about 4 to 6 feet off the ground, maybe 8 feet off the ground, that's when things start to get really turbulent. Okay, because you've got these the rotor blades are spinning around. They're pushing air down, and that air that's pushing down is actually hitting the ground. It's bouncing back up, and it's wanting to lift the helicopter back into the air. Okay, so you're trying to go down. The air's trying to push you up. You're trying not to wreck. Your tail rotor's trying to spin you around clockwise. So the helicopter's trying to spin. There's air everywhere. It's turbulent. It's tumultuous. It's chaos, right? It's chaos trying to land this thing. And the only way that you could possibly do it, the only way that you can do it is you have to stay focused in the middle of that storm. You have to keep the helicopter straight in the middle of that storm with your planning and your preparation, and you have to push down. You have to literally push down on the lever. You got to push it down. You got to set the helicopter down on the ground, okay? That's the only way you're ever going to land it. Now, once you get on the ground, once the skids hit the ground, you're stable, you're solid. The rotor blades are still spinning. The air is still there. The storm is still around you, but you're now on solid ground. And the chaos just seems to melt away. Let me give you another example. At Dan Cummins Chevrolet and Buick, we have been stuck for over a year, about a year and a half. We've just been stuck at this place where we're selling 850 cars, which, don't get me wrong, it's a blessing. And it's amazing that we were selling that many cars, but we have been tweaking and trying to change things, and it's been chaos, and there's been some struggles, and there's been some negativity, and there's been some different people, and we've tried all these things, and it's been so frustrating for me personally. It's just been so frustrating. Like, why can't we get to that next level? Why are we dealing with all these things? And there's just been pain points and struggles, right? There's just been all these struggles. And so my question, and what we're going to talk about today, is what is that? What is that? Why is that? How do we get through it? And so here's what I want you to know this morning. Here's what you need to know this morning. You need to understand that your entire life, literally your entire life, is going to be about struggles and breakthroughs. Struggles and breakthroughs. From the birth. Think about birth, okay? Think about birth. Just coming out, right? Coming out into this world. It's struggle, breakthrough, right? When you're learning to walk, it's struggle, breakthrough, right? Learning to read, struggle, breakthrough. Relationships, struggle, breakthrough. Learning a new craft, struggle, breakthrough. It's struggle, breakthrough. Now, here's what I don't understand exactly why it happens, but I know that it happens, okay? Here's the thing. At some point, as we start to grow up, as we start adulting, as we start getting a little bit older, we stop trying to push through those struggles, and instead we start trying to avoid those struggles. Or we act like those struggles are not there. Or we get stuck in them and we just live there and we just complain about it. So when we were kids, we just pushed through, right? We just fought through. My kid, Fisher, let me show you Fisher, man. Here's my boy Fisher, right? Fisher's about a year old. Now, yesterday, my wife brought Fisher by the dealership, and they were playing in the kids' room. And they kept trying to get him away from the train table, right? And so they'd go over and they'd pick him and move him over from the train table. And they'd set him down, and he would just crawl his way back over there. And then they were trying to keep him from being in front of the door. They didn't want anybody to open the door and smash him. So they kept pulling him away from the door, and he would just struggle, and he would fight, and finally they would let go, and he'd just go right back over there to the door, man. He just kept going. See, when we're kids, we take these struggles, we take these different times in our life when we struggle. Is it still going? Okay, sorry, man. My thing just messed up again. When we're kids, we take these struggles and we just keep fighting through, right? We just keep pushing. People pull us back. We just keep fighting through. People tell us no. We just keep saying yes. But at some point, as we start growing up, as we start getting a little bit older, as we start adulting, we stop trying to push through it and we start living in it. And that's how you end up getting stuck forever, and you can't move forward. You can't move forward. So, how do we break through, man? You're banging your head. You're absolutely frustrated. You're banging your head up against the wall. Like, how do we finally break through that? How do we finally get through it? And I got a couple steps. We got a couple steps for you this morning on how you can finally break through those. You quit banging your head against the ceiling and actually break through. Okay? And the very first and foremost, you have to accept, believe, know, and understand that the struggle is coming. Okay? You can't just ignore this. You can't just pretend like it's not going to come. You can't be like, oh, no, everything is just going to be smooth. Everything is going to be perfect, and it's always going to be easy. You get that out of your head, man. Accept, believe, and know it is coming. It is part of life. It just is. There's no getting around it. It's been like this since the moment you were born. Struggle, break through. So, since we know that it's coming, we know and believe, we know absolutely without a fact that it's coming, we have to prepare ourselves daily. We have to educate ourselves daily. We have to make sure we are innovating daily. We have to make sure that we are attacking this struggle that we know is coming. And it might not even be here yet. But we have to be prepared. Just like when I was in the helicopter, I had to study. I had to understand. Wind flows. I had to understand what was coming so that when we would go to land, I knew the storm was about to hit me. But I was prepared. And because I was prepared, I'm finally able to push through and put that sucker down. Land it. Know that it's coming. Listen, I'm going to talk about my girl Adrienne real quick. All right. Oh, man. You guys can't really see that. Go to the Rise and Grind group, and Adrienne posted, okay? Adrienne made this post, which you can barely see on this screen, but she's got her journal, and she's ready to start attacking the top 5 things, or not the top 5, but the 5 things that you have to do every single day to change your life. She's ready to start attacking that. So she made a post. Here's how she's like, I haven't started yet, but I've got my plan. She's got her journals for her gratitude and her goals. She knows that she can't hit the snooze button. She knows that she's got to stay off her phone. She knows that that's going to be a struggle. She understands that that's going to be a struggle. She does not expect it to be easy. She's preparing for the storm. She knows she's got to take care of her body, send encouraging messages. So she put a post. She let us all know. Go like that post. Go comment on that post in the group. Lift her up. Encourage her. But she knows that this is not going to be easy. She doesn't expect it to be easy. But she also knows that she's been banging her head against the ceiling. She also knows that she's a single mother of 4. And if she is going to get up and do the things that she wants to do in her life, she has to be prepared to attack the struggle. She has to be ready to push through and land the stinking helicopter. And that's what she's doing, man. That's what she's doing. She's being prepared. She's preparing herself for the struggle. But she knows in the end, it's going to change her life. Got that? Got that? All right, so we have to accept, believe, and know the struggle is coming. We have to prepare ourselves daily. Educate, innovate, prepare yourselves daily. And you must stay focused. The turbulence means you're close. If you take one note today, if you remind yourself of one thing today, the turbulence means you're close. You see, when I'm landing the helicopter, it's smooth. I'm floating. I'm flying. It's cool. It's when I get close to the ground. That's when the turbulence kicks in. That's when we start to shake. That's when the storm. It's when you're close, man. It's when you're close. So stay focused. If you're starting to handle, if you're having some struggles in your life, you're dealing with some frustrations in your life, you have all kinds of turbulence in your life, I want you to know that means you are close, man. You're close. If there's no struggles, if there's no turbulence, if nothing's going on, then you're not pushing. You're not even close yet. You're not even there. Like you gotta step it up. You gotta step on the gas. You gotta do something. But if you're in the middle of that, that means you're close, man. You're close. Whatever it is you're seeking, whatever it is you're searching, the thing that you've been working for, it's just on the other side. And now all you have to do is push through. Don't sit back. Don't wait. There's an analogy I read in a book. This guy was talking about how these plains, there was these plains, an area, I think it was North Dakota, and there's these plains, and there's these mountains, and these storms, they come up over the mountains and down onto the plains. And it's one of the only places in the country where buffaloes and cows, they actually live in the wild together. And these storms come up over the mountaintops, and the cows, they see the storms and they try to run away from them. They just keep running away from them. They keep running away from them. And ultimately they're moving, and they're moving, and the storm ultimately catches up with them. And it starts to rain down, and it starts to pour down on, and they keep moving in the same direction as the storm, and ultimately keeping themselves in that storm forever, because they're not forever, but for a long time, because they're trying to run away from it. Whereas the buffaloes see the storm, they wait, and when the storm gets above them, they head in the opposite direction. They go into the storm, and they take the brutal beating, and they let it beat them down. But guess what? They get to the other side so much faster because they attack. They push through the turbulence. They land the helicopter. You feeling me? Push through, man. Push through. That turbulence means you're close. Struggle is part of the deal. That's part of the deal, man. I'm proud of my girl, Adriennes. She works over at Dane Cummins, man. She's trying to change her life. She's been working with us for a few months now. She's doing a phenomenal job in the BDC. She's just trying to change her life, man. And so she's pushing through. And what I love is that she posted it on Facebook. This is one of the last things that you have to do. I love that she posted on Facebook. She proclaimed her mission boldly. Here's her mission. Her mission is to get the 5 things going in the morning every single day. Her mission is to change her life. She posted it boldly. She screamed it out. Hey, I know this is going to be hard. I know this is going to be a struggle, but what I want, I'm close, and it's just on the other side. And so here's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to proclaim it boldly. And then she surrounded herself with like-minded people, which is something that you have to do if you're going to proclaim your mission. If you want to break through those barriers, if you want to stop that frustration and get to the other side, you have to surround yourself with like-minded people, just like what we have right here in hashtag Rise and Grind. Is we have a bunch of like-minded individuals that are rising and grinding, that are pushing through to change our lives. And I, for one, am so incredibly thankful for it. Listen, you guys. Has anybody told you yet today that you are incredibly amazing? I mean, seriously. You're these amazing, amazing human beings that are impacting this planet in such a powerful, positive way, man. All of your posts, all of that energy, all that positivity, it is contagious. It's contagious to your coworkers. It's contagious to your family members. It's contagious to every single person around you. You have become a part of this group of people that are choosing every single day, this elite group that is choosing to rise and grind. You are so uniquely made. You are the child of God, and you are living out his mission. And understand, it's part of it. The struggle is part of it. The storm is part of it. So we got to make sure, accept and believe and know it's coming. Prepare yourself daily, educate and innovate. Stay focused. The turbulence means you're close. Push through. Proclaim your mission boldly. And know that I, for one, absolutely love you, support you. I'll be here for you every morning, Monday through Friday, 5:30 a.m. Come join me. Message me if you're struggling. If you need some more videos, go to glennlundy.com. You can always go there. There's hundreds of videos if you need more motivation, inspiration, education. Also, make sure you get your Rise and Grind gear. Same place, glennlundy.com. But most importantly, share the feeds, invite people, and do me a really, really, really big favor. Really big favor. Come back and join me again tomorrow morning at 5:30 a.m. on the hashtag Rise and Grind. You guys have an incredible day. Have a phenomenal day. Have an amazing day. Have a spectacular day. I'm going to go play basketball with the boys right now at the YMCA. If you're in town, come join me, and I'll see you later.